This low-budget horror film from acclaimed Academy Award-winning director Danny Boyle was a surprise cult-like hit when it was released in November of 2002, grossing nearly 10 times its $8 million budget. One of the biggest Fox Searchlight production success stories, this R-rated adventure is credited with reinvigorating the zombie film genre. Its fast and realistic application of the tired formula is a welcome sight that kicked off a decade of enjoyable films, even if, technically speaking, the monsters here are infected humans, not undead zombies. Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, and Brendan Gleeson are survivors of a vicious, fast-moving rage virus, which has turned the entire population of Britain into zombie-like flesh eaters. These strangers must work out their differences to stay alive as they move from place to place looking for answers and other survivors. Opening with a predictable prologue and generic riot footage, the title card doubles as a plot device, as we pick up the story of a dying and desolate society 4 weeks after a diseased monkey escapes from a medical facility and infects all of England. Static and wide shots of Murphy exploring a completely empty downtown London are striking and ominous, incredibly reminiscent of 1985's The Quiet Earth. The usually versatile actor leads this picture with little more to do than desperate shouting and angry mourning, but is certainly convincing doing so. Harris is lovely as the feisty female who pledges not to let anyone tell her what to do, and Gleeson has an undeniable fatherly charm about him that makes this trio easy to root for against some of the most bizarre and threatening circumstances.
It's clear.
Their bleak existence is showcased in a claustrophobic style that somehow remains hopeful, despite the blood, gore, and carnage all around them. Boyle is to be commended for crafting such a rich and detailed environment for his characters to explore. The alternate rock soundtrack meshes well with the burned out and forgotten environments, impressively shot with gritty, standard-definition Canon XL1 cameras. The imagery in this picture is beautifully tragic, like an aerial shot of Gleeson's roof, littered with hundreds of colored pails for collecting a few meager drops of rainwater, representing his slim and only hope of survival. A few tense scenes offer momentary scares, but true horror films will likely be disappointed, as this film rarely frightens with any consistency. Only the concept itself is actually scary, a psychologically terrifying what-if scenario. Poorly paced, a third-act development has our characters running from rapists instead of zombies, in an unnecessary and unbelievable development, as does a disrespectfully upbeat epilogue that is far removed from the grim tone of the entire picture preceding it. Unfortunately not as impressive or as memorable on repeat viewings, this gruesome picture still delivers some thrills, surprises, and genuine emotion, but it falls short of its lofty premise. Luckily, the sequel, 28 Weeks Later, picks up the slack here and is a better feature because of it. 28 Days Later, chilling interpretation with sporadic scares. Now let's hear your thoughts from the YouTube comments. The Rate-O-Matic for 28 Days Later, an 8 and a 6. Some mixed opinions on this. While many applauded the fast-moving zombies for being scary, you found fault with the poor pacing and less than stellar performances. But several others cited it as the best zombie film ever. Your scores averaged to a great. I remember really liking this picture the first time I saw it, but upon recently rewatching with a more critical eye, I was less than impressed. Drastically slow at parts, unexplained character motivations, and an out-of-place ending result in this just being above average. I thought it was good.